How's it going, Dave and Comic Book Investments? So, got some stuff back from CGC. Just a few things I want to showcase. I have way more than this on my web. Hey, stop poking me. On my website at collectorscomics.com. Yeah, the auction's over. Pretty much I'm down to like the last of shipping that I have to do. I have a few more. Most everything is caught up now. But there's obviously some people paid this week, so I'm getting those out. I'll get those out next week. But pretty much mostly all done. I think we're down to pretty much, I think we only have like 60 or 70 books that haven't been paid for yet. I mean, what is it, like 2 or 3 weeks from the auction? So that's pretty good out of 2,500-ish. So just, what was that, like 2%? I think. I don't know. Somewhere around there too, maybe 2.5%. So that's pretty good. A lot better than our previous auctions. And obviously the people that still haven't paid or we've been in contact with them and they've been, so they should be paid pretty soon. But, so that's good. So let's get into the comic books now that the auction is pretty much mostly done. And you know what's the great thing is, I have to start processing the next auction. It never ends. Man. And we do it quarterly. People like Comic Link and Heritage and all those other people that do it all the time. I mean, they obviously have more than pretty much one person, me, doing everything. So, but for the most part, so yeah. All right, what do we got up here? I don't even know what this is. Journey Mystery 29. I want to showcase some old Journey Mystery stuff. Pre-superhero stuff. 29. Thought it'd be a 2.5, got a 3.5, 2.99. All right, Journey Mystery 44. Make sure that's clear. Kind of like having my laptop over here, except it takes up space. Now I can't have as much space. I don't know, maybe I wish I could have it like right here. I need like a little table. Spider-Man's in the way, and he's so full of himself. He just needs all this room. He gets mad all the time about how he needs more space. And I need more space. Anyways, 429. Yeah, I haven't been uploading as many videos. I've been working on videos. I like doing bigger videos, and they just take more time. And I've just been literally swamped with the auction stuff. But I'm working on a pretty cool one. All comic related, but you know, I like to do things like a little different. So, I mean, you've seen some of my like documentary styles. I really like doing those. Those are like, I mean, not very many people watch them, but I do enjoy them because I get to learn a bunch. Thought it'd be a 5.0, got a 6.5, which puts it now second highest grade, and I think it's the sole second highest grade. 5.99. Was out of paper, so I had to rummage through and find this one little piece of paper, and then I found it and I printed something on it, and then I was like, oh man, I have to do this. So then I put it in again, so now they're like, it's kind of with the other printed, but it's good. I can read it. I have paper, it's in another room. And I just wanted to print something really quick. All right. Then I have to like open the box and take out the ream. Nah, I didn't want to do that. Our Fighting Forces #1, thought it'd be 5.0, got a 5.5, 5.79. I remember I had the single highest grade of this. I think it was a 9.0 at the time. It's probably been beaten. This was forever ago. It's interesting about comic books is I'll pick up a book, and if it like had some kind of meaning, like it triggers something in my head and I can remember it. It's like, oh, I totally remember I got the 9.0 of this book, and I was like, it was either tied or it was the single highest grade. Would not move forever. Like, we tried, finally dropped it at a low price, and then it sold on Heritage years later for like way more than we sold it for, because, I mean, this was like a decade ago when we had it. It's kind of like the story of Showcase. I had a Showcase 22. Single highest grade. So first Hal Jordan, single highest grade. And the crazy thing is like I don't have those big books anymore like I used to, because when I did have it, because I've been doing this for a long, long time, almost 15 years, or 15 years, basically 15 years, is comic books were much, much cheaper. Even though they have dropped significantly, they're still much, much cheaper back in the day. And I sold that Showcase 22, I want to say it was a 9.0 or 9.2. I can't really remember off the top of my head. But anyways, sold it this a long time ago. Sold it in a Comic Link auction. Sold for $53,000. Then the person that bought it sold it to Greg Reese. Greg Reese didn't tell me how much he bought it for. Oh, it was a 9.2. Greg Reese didn't tell me how much he bought it for. But then he either put it in auction or sold it to someone that put it in a heritage auction, and it went for $150. But Greg Reese did say he did pay six figures. So I don't know if he made money, lost money, or what. But then here's the sad part, is it got beat. So whoever had it and paid like $150 for it, a 9.4 came out. And then that price, it then sold again at 9.2 after it already had been beaten, and it dropped down to like 80 grand. It like dropped in half. That's the thing, is when you have single highest grades, when they get beats, like it loses a ton of its value. I remember a 9.9 New Mutants 98 first Deadpool appeared, and it sold for like 12 or 13 grand, something like that on Comic Link, I believe. And then that was the single highest grade, only 199. Another 9.9 came out shortly after, and then that sold for like 10. So yeah, it dropped a little bit. But then 10.0 came out, and it sold for, that 10 sold for this like 13, the same price as that 9.9 when that was. So I was like, dang, I should have bought that one. I almost bought the 9.9, but I was like, nah. And then the 10.0 came, and I didn't have any money. But I should have bought that one, because now both of those are worth way, way more now. They've both gone up. But it just goes to show that sometimes when you have a single highest grade and it gets beat, then it loses lots of value. Did I ever talk about this one? Showcase 36. Third Adam. Second Adam? Third Adam. I thought it'd be 6'5", gap 7'0", 199. Poor little Adam. He's not worth that much. He's just a little guy, commanding a small price. This is the last issue in the series for Silver Streak, number 23. Thought it'd be 2, go 3, 3, 5. So, very good there. $8.99. Got a couple Star Treks. Star Trek. How is this? My mind just says Star Trek, but Star Trek. See, I had to say it fast. Trek, not track. People in the comments get mad whenever I do that. But sometimes I do say Star Trek, and it just sounds like track, but I'm saying Trek. But anyways, I have not seen the new show. I watched Picard season 3. That's the only one I watched. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. It was great. I thought there was a few weak points in it, but I mean, it's cool seeing all the crew together on the original Enterprise or the new Next Generation Enterprise. So that was cool. I enjoyed it. I thought the story was pretty good. It reminded me of Secret Wars? No, Secret Wars? No, Secret Invasion. It was basically like Secret Invasion from Marvel Comics, so Skrulls and yeah, that kind of thing. But it was great. I have not seen Strange New Worlds. My brother said it was good. He says it's not like Star Wars, because some of the new Star Trek movies are like Star Wars, like big battles. I like self-contained episodes, and they go and it's, I love the ones that are super sci-fi. Like it has to deal with time travel, time warps, all that stuff. Those are my favorite. The more sci-fi, the better. I love that stuff. What is this book? Star Trek. I have a couple of these. Unamas, number 1. I thought it'd be 6, go got 5.5. $5.79. Here we go. We got Evil Ernie number 2. This is the first Lady Death cover. Not bad. I have, or maybe I just recently sold it. Stephen Hughes. I have an Evil Ernie original art piece they did. Not this from this series, but like a couple volumes later. Very interesting looking. I've told this story before. I totally remember this so well. Went into 7th grade. I think it was like orientation day. So it was like the first week. Walked into Mr. Brand's class, sat down. This kid named Jay had a comic book out, and I was like, oh my gosh, someone else loves comic books. And he was reading Evil Ernie. And I was like, what is that? Because I grew up with like the classic comic books, you know, Spider-Man and all that Silver Age and stuff. And he's like, oh, it's Evil Ernie, it's great. And I was like, oh, totally remember. I don't know what issue he was reading, but this is the First Lady Death cover. The First Lady Death was actually number 1. I got it wrong before. A lot of times I just kind of speak things and I don't really think about it, what I'm saying. So yeah, thought this would be 9.6, got a 9.8, so it's a highest grade, $14.99. Not too shabby at all. Got this G.I. Joe, number 21. Isn't it the silent issue? Let me see. Yeah. First appearance, Storm Shadow. 9.6. That was great. I wanted, but too bad it was 9. I've never had a 9.8 of this book. 4.09. Oops. Now these books, I don't know too much about this. I'm gonna be straight up and honest. I have a couple. I've had some and sold them. I'm probably gonna say the name wrong. Oh, it's foil. Literally know nothing about this book except like one thing. I think it's in this one. Anyways, Genus. I'm gonna go with Genus. That's what I think it is. I literally know nothing about these books. I got came back grade I was home for. This is actually the second highest grade. There's no 9.8 of this one. Number 1, $3.49. But I have the set. So number 2, the only thing I know about number 2, or so I hear, and this I also know nothing about, but I know it's kind of popular. Strangers in Paradise by Terry Moore. Literally know nothing about that comic book at all. I know it's an indie title. I haven't read it. I couldn't tell you one thing about it at all, other than I think people say this is the first appearance, something like that. It's not even notated on the label, or maybe it's like an early appearance or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but I know nothing about it. I don't even know what it's about. I've seen a picture of Strangers in Paradise number 1. I mean, I've had it. I've seen the cover, never read it, couldn't tell you. Maybe someone in the comments can tell me what the hell is Strangers in Paradise. I'm assuming it's some like late 80s, early 90s like indie comic book that probably is kind of like deals with real life type scenarios, not really superheroes and stuff like that, and probably has a lot of like sex in it, just judging by these covers. That's what I'm gonna go off of. Maybe someone out there can tell me what these comics are about. I don't know. To me, it looks like pornographic animals, which nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that's what it looks like. That's a 9.0. Thought it'd be an 8.0, got a 9.0, $3.79. So this one's a little more than the rest of them. And here we go. We got this one. So each one gets slightly more pornographic, which again, I don't really care. I'm just saying. You know what's funny is I grew up really religious, so my dad would throw these types of comics away. Not me. I was like, why would you throw them away? You could sell them. No, I don't deal in that stuff. He'd like burn them or something. Like, very interesting. $3.49. That's second highest grade. Same with this one. There's not that many. Oh, I thought it was a dog. It's actually a bear. Number 4. Thought it'd be 9.0, got a 9.4. Second highest grade, $3.49. Again, I don't know nothing about these. It's like an Evangelion ripoff. Or maybe this is before Evangelion. I don't know. All right, here we go. We got a double cover of New Gods. I've been rambling. How long is this video? Probably doesn't tell me. But double cover of New Gods number 1. Careful. $1.99. So on the back, I've seen this so many times. I don't know what it is, but there's only been like a few bands that actually advertised on the back of comics. I don't know if they ever thought it was a good idea or not. But this one's called Bullet Boys. I've seen Kiss when they took off all their makeup. They had that one. They're all in like leather trench coats, like that album. I don't know what album that is. But this one's Bullet Boys. I'm trying to think of the other bands that I see. But it's so funny seeing. I see this constantly, all the time, because anything from like, when's this around? Like late 80s, early 90s. This guy has a shirt off. Like, it's so funny just looking at this, and clearly there looks like they're going for like that Guns N' Roses look, but I feel like this was hitting at the tail end, and they must have like, I don't know, maybe it was cheap back then to put them in comic books as advertisement or something. I see it all the time. I finally decided to listen to it. It's terrible, but hey, I think they're a one-hit wonder, or I don't even know if they had a hit. I think they're a one-album blunder. I don't know. I think they might have had like 2 albums, I think, but clearly it looks like some executive was like, Guns N' Roses is popular. I need one of those. Go find me one of those. And then some A&R rep went around and was like, oh, these guys are playing. They kind of have the same image. All right, sign them. All right. And let's push them as hard as we can. And I feel like maybe Guns N' Roses was on its way out. I'm trying to think. I don't know the years exactly. I was a child. Because wasn't grunge kind of taking over during that time? It's like that kind of hair metal rock band thing was kind of going out, and like Nirvana was taking over, but Nirvana was like, he died in 94, so that means Nevermind was what, 91? So kind of, yeah, so they were fading away. So sorry, I'm rambling. Noble Cause's Family Secrets, number 3 variant cover. This is the first appearance of Invincible, but he's this right there. That's it. 9.8. Thought it'd be 9.6. Got a 9.8. No, I thought it'd be 9.8. Got a 9.8. 5.29. NYX, first appearance of Weapon 23. Yes. X23. Sorry. Thought it'd be 9.6. Got a 9.8, so that's very good there. 13.99. And last is A Century. This book got popular for a second because there's some rumor news that they were going to make a Century movie, or he's going to appear in something. I don't know. But it's like, Marvel they don't even know what they're doing. Disney is like, they're like having things come out, and then they're canceling everything, and then they want a She-Hulk number 2. Oh yeah, that's good. That's how you rebuild your brand. Go with something that was the most divisive and most hated TV show that you ever released. There's not a single TV show, Marvel-wise, or movie that I think was more hated than She-Hulk. So it's like, yeah, that's what you want to do. You're in shambles. Even Bob Iger's like, oh, we got to rethink things. We're ruining our brand, talking about Marvel. And so what do you do? Oh, let's She-Hulk season 2. That's a good idea. It's like, who do you like? I know Bob Iger's not making these decisions, but I'm like, you need to fire everyone. Just fire everyone, clean slate. Just hire all brand new people. Like, why? Why even keep them around? So stupid. Just so dumb. That's what you're going to go with? So they canceled Daredevil. They canceled Agatha. They canceled Ironheart. Or they renamed Agatha. Like, that's going to make any difference. I don't know why they're going with Agatha. Of all the characters, why? Like, why? What is your purpose? It makes no sense. Unless it's a financial decision. It's like, how can we make a comic book but as cheap as possible without spending that much money? Oh, we'll do one about witches because they're popular. When? I'm trying to think of, like, is there a witch show that's ever, like, maybe back when, like, vampires were all the rage during, like, Twilight and had those Vampire Diaries and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure they had something witches-wise, but now no one cares. No one cares. Although I did see a trailer for a Godzilla TV show on Apple Plus. Now, it looks awesome, but so I have a fear that they're going to take Godzilla and he's going to show up in 1 to 2 minutes per episode, and I'm like, oh my God, if you don't make a Godzilla anything, unless you're going to show Godzilla destroying stuff. And yes, I know that's more expensive to do, but then don't do it. No one wants to see a Godzilla movie or TV show where Godzilla is barely in it, and they just talk the whole time, and he's just kind of like in the background and barely do anything because you don't want to go over your budget. Just either dig into those pockets or make it shorter so you have less of them. I'd rather see 3 great episodes than 6. What's the difference? They're all everything's short these days anyways. I'm ranting. $2.99. Have a good day.